I wanted to see where my break is because we have the panel in 3 different groups. I can talk a little longer. So the next place that I saw is, this is the Baptist Convention production for the Baptist hospitals. The Baptist hospitals in Cameroon is a huge group. They're really producing a lot of things because they have a lot of hospitals. This is an IV fluid production unit. And when I brought this picture home, people in the US said, "Man, they have this in Africa? Is that possible?" I said, "Yes, it is." I tell you guys, the first 3 years, everyone at home was telling me, "You want what? Produce drugs in Africa? You're crazy. It's never going to happen." I said, "Wait." This is Dr. Itame Giselle. She runs a family-owned business. She produces syrups. And I'm really proud of her. Twice a year I go visit her and I said, "Giselle, what do you need?" And she said, "I'm fine." I said, "How are you doing?" She said, "I'm doing fine. I added this, I increased this." She's not in compliance with some of the production laws, so we're trying to push her to get there. But she's producing, selling, she's doing fine. These are 3 different groups of people who are all interested and somewhat involved in drug production in Cameroon. To get these 3 groups into one room was like an act. Cameroonians, I don't know if this is true for all of Africa, but in Cameroon, people are naturally leery of each other. They're kind of like, "Oh, doctor, they're going to swallow me up." That's always the argument. They don't want to meet. And I tell them, you guys all want to do the same thing. Get together, talk to each other, help each other. So I got them all in the same room, and they were fascinated. Within minutes, they started talking to each other. They forgot that I was in a room. It was perfect. You know, it didn't last as soon as I went home. They've never met after since then. This is the one meeting that we managed. Like I told you, in 2005, there was really not much around at all. People weren't talking about it. Dr. Achu was one of the Cameroonians who had started an organization, was talking about HIV/AIDS. And the village elders were saying, "Yeah, we're busy with the roads and the schools and the water." And Dr. Achu would say, "Well, you know what, if you don't add HIV/AIDS to your schedule, you don't need any roads and schools and water." Huh? It takes a long time. This statistic is quite bad. Cameroon's official statistics for HIV/AIDS is that HIV/AIDS dropped from 8 to 4%. Nobody really believes it. These statistics are from the Northwest Province. This is only one of 10 provinces. The other part that we're concerned with is access to medicine, and we've been able to secure a import and sales license for miconazole. Miconazole is a drug that treats oral thrush. Oral thrush is a opportunistic infection of HIV/AIDS. It's a fungus infection of the mouth, and it prevents people from eating because it gets very painful. So they wither away and lose weight and die. We also have started something that's called a revolving drug fund. When we realized that the drugs are eventually produced in the country, the question was, how do we get this to the villages? Cameroon is a country of 20 million people, give or take a few. Half of the population lives in the 5 big cities. The 5 big cities are supplied by a private and by a government-run drug distribution agencies. However, once you step outside these cities, there is really not much there. What people do is they go to Bamenda and they buy drugs from the black market.